What is up, everybody? Kevin Iole here. Thank you for joining me. UFC 316 in Newark on Saturday. And on the main card is a new face to the UFC, but not to MMA, one of the best in the world. And the UFC, I think, showed respect to him. They're putting him in with the top 10 bantamweight. I'm talking about Patchy Mix. He will be fighting Mario Batista on Saturday. Patchy, how are you, my friend?
Doing well. How are you doing, brother?
I am doing great. What has this been like for you? It is over a year now since you have been competing. Had these last couple of days like it looked like the clock is moving really slow as you try to get yourself back into the cage and do your thing?
No, man, it's just a normal week for me. I guess a long year, but a year of improvement, a year of a lot of patience. And now we're here at fight week, just 3 days out from the fight. So I'm more excited than anything. And I just feel grateful, grateful to God. And God feels good, it feels just right in my time in my life. And the opportunity, it's arose and we're here now.
How difficult is it, at the beginning when you don't know what's going to go on? You want to fight. That's how you make your living. That's who you are as a person, right? You're a competitor, an athlete. How difficult is that to deal with at the beginning, and how do you change, like, and just get it where, hey, you know what, I'm going to be zen and I'm just going to get better? Like, was there ever a moment that you switched?
No, I just feel like I don't know. I had two fights that were scheduled and they both got canceled. So that kind of kept me motivated and in the gym. And then I went to Dubai and did a grappling match. So, I made some money out there and I went against a really good guy that was 30-2 in MMA to kind of keep myself motivated. So, this last year I was able to kind of do two training camps in that grappling match. So that kind of kept me in the game and motivated. And then Tatiana fought for a world title in Australia. So that was, I was a part of that. So I was able to be around MMA, but just itching, itching, not knowing when my next fight would be. And then also my fights being canceled. I was supposed to make a lot of money in those fights. So
Right.
it was very, very, it was stressful to kind of go through, but I knew I had to have resilience. And I knew that, no matter what, because I punched my record so good and I have been winning so much, your next opportunity is always going to be your biggest. So I knew I was going to have a big opportunity. I just didn't know what it would be. And
Well, yeah.
or when it would be, should I say.
Patchy, for people who don't know, is 20-1, former Bellator champion. Got wins over a lot of really good people: Sergio Pettis, Rafian Stotts, Magomed Magomedov. I think two wins over him, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
a very impressive record. Fighting Mario Bautista this week. Batista coming off kind of that controversial win over Jose Aldo. What do you make, first of all, of just Mario as an opponent? He's ranked 10th in UFC. Like you, he's on a 7-fight winning streak.
Yeah, I think he's a good opponent. He has good skills, very he just has a good game, he's been around for a while with he's been just around for a while with his stuff and I know that he's on a 7-fight win streak. He's doing well, and I really want to, take it from him. And I think he's a good opponent. I think anyone that can win 7 fights in a row in the UFC is, they're tough. He's well rounded in all the areas. I think he'll bring out the best in me. So I think he's a good opponent. But I feel like I'm great at areas that he's good at. I think honestly, I'm one of the best finishers in all of MMA, and I'm looking to go out there and finish him on Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to bring up, you're when you say finisher, you are a submission artist. Patchy has 15 finishes and 20 wins. He's 20-1, as I mentioned, overall. 13 of those 15 finishes were submissions. Now, Mario is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So do you get a little jazz, like if you can go out there and submit a guy that is a black belt, does that make it a little sweeter when you get your arm raised?
No, I mean, bro, I'm a really, really highly touted black belt, and I submit like black belts every day. Like I submit almost all the black belts I'm training with. You know what I mean? And like, so I don't really look at it. I think there's just levels of jujitsu, and I think I'm on a completely different level.
Right. The one thing I want to ask you about, Mario has gotten a lot of criticism for his performance against Jose Aldo, and I think the thing that people would say was he didn't want to fight that fight. He didn't want to engage. You're a different fighter than Jose Aldo, so I don't know that it's a fair comparison. But Patchy, if you get him fighting that kind of fight where he's not looking to engage with you, how do you deal with that? Because sometimes when the guy doesn't want to fight, that's when it's the hardest to look good.
Well, I don't think that's a good style against me because if you come close enough where I can touch you and grab you, then you're in danger of getting submitted. So he won't be able to like stall, I don't think, against me. And like Jose Aldo's known for kind of getting stalled against, getting taken down and held. Like not that he doesn't get taken down a lot, but like held against the fence, like
Right.
stalled, like you get behind him, he holds your waist, you knee him to the back of the legs. Like all that stuff that he it's a weakness in Jose Aldo's game, and Mario was able to expose it. Um, it's just that it's kind of a stalemate position. I think what was best maybe if the ref would have just broke them up more and then made them engage, and then the fans would have been able to see more of a fight, and they would have kind of not been able to like. I think he has a lot of unnecessary hate. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because a lot of people like Jose Aldo. I think they more or less just hate on Mario Bautista because he was able to neutralize him. But which is all fine, I could respect it, but that's not you're not gonna do that against me.
You mentioned before, your corner Tatiana Suarez at her fight against Zhang Wei Li. You've been around the UFC. You've been around really good teams at Jackson Wink MMA and Extreme Couture. So you know what the highest level of this sport is like. But will it be different for you going into your first UFC debut on a pay per view against a ranked guy, basically in New York? You're in the shadow of New York City.
I don't know, man. I made my debut against Ricky Bandejas in front of 20,000 people at MSG and choked him out in a minute. I made my Ryzen debut in front of 30,000 people in the Super Satama Arena and choked him out in a minute. He fought for the Ryzen title. I fought in Ireland in a sold out 3 arena. The first time it was sold out since Conor McGregor fought Diego Brandao. I fought James Gallagher in a sold out arena and choked him out too. I fought um fucking Rufian Stats for $1 million and stoned him in one knee just in 1 minute. So like this is my debut, but the bigger the opportunity, man, I'm telling you, like the bigger I'll shine. And the only loss I've ever had was in front of a empty arena during COVID when there was literally no one in
Right.
attendance. So like it's gonna be a Patchy Mix show on Saturday night, and I'm swinging the flag, and I'm bringing this to New Jersey, something they've never seen, and a bantamweight, should I say, a style from bantamweight that they've never seen.
You got the title fight on the main event. So first, let me just get a quick thought from you on how do you think that goes. O'Malley needed hip surgery when he fought Morab before UFC 306. Morab wins that fight, grounded out. Although O'Malley came back. How do you see? Do you think O'Malley can cover the ground to come back and win the title against Morab?
No, I don't think so, honestly, not at all. I just, with much respect, I think, I've seen him here all week. He seems like a cool guy, actually.
Right.
But I mean, I think he'll have a better approach this time. I think he kind of overlooked him last time, thinking he could knock him out. So, I think maybe, I think it'll be going the same exact way that it went last time. If not, I
Hmm.
think maybe he'll finish him later in the round.
So when you look at Morab, some people criticize him because he gets the takedowns, doesn't do a lot with it. They say he wins fights by cardio. When you picture yourself fighting him, if he's the champion, when you get there, like, do you think that's a good matchup for you? And how do you think you would approach him if you had him across from you for a belt with a belt on the line?
Yeah, I think it is. Of course, as I think anyone is. I'd approach it the same way I approach any fights, and I look to hunt you and I look to finish you. So um, I think I match up well. I wasn't really even thinking about that one, so much at all. I'm just really thinking about the one in front of me. And
Yeah.
yeah, so like, but I truly think like, nonetheless, I match up well with anyone and everyone. And I'm excited for this fight and the future fights. There's going to be amazing, great fights now with all these names mixed with my name. So it's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, your division in particular is very deep. A lot of really good guys, a lot of people that you're going to be vying for that top, top spot. I know Peter Yan, Corey Sandhagen, a lot of people complaining that they should get the winner of this particular fight. So there should be a good opponent out there for you next.
Yeah,
Anybody in
Peter Yan's 3-4 in his last 7. He's 3-4. I'm about to be 8-0 in my last 8 with 6 finishes. Come on, 3 world titles. Get out of here.
so
But
you
I know
got
what you're saying. I know what you're saying. We hear it all the time.
you don't have to convince me. You got to convince the big man of
No,
that.
I
That's
know. I know.
so. What's the rest of the year going to look like? So 2 more fights, 1 more fight. How will 2025 finish for Patchy Mix?
I just want to stay active and stay fighting. Like whatever they give me. Like I said, I took this one on 3 weeks' notice. I'll fight this one. I'll take another. I'll fight in Atlanta next week if they let me. You know what I mean? I don't even mind. I just want to stay busy and take out whoever. If they give me this fight, like I said, I'm a 3-time world champion. A lot of these guys that had come over got fast tracked to the title, and they didn't even have the credentials. Like Michael Chandler, he weighed in as a backup, and then he knocked out Dan Hooker, fought for a title.
Yeah.
Patricio Pitbull, if he beats Yair Rodriguez, he's in there for a title. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you see Kaya Sakara came in, he just fought for a title, he didn't even need to do anything. So I think like it won't take me long, but when they do, whether it's after this fight or 2 fights, 3 fights, I don't care if it's 6 fights. I'll be here to take on all comers and say yes to every fight that they offer me and prove that, if you want to be the best, you have to beat all the best. So, I'll prove it against any of them.
So before I let you go, let's wrap up with this. Just get an update on how Tatiana's doing and when we would expect to see her back fighting.
Tatiana's sparring, she's training, so I mean, she's ready. She's been recovering her knee. She had to get stitches in it, and then she's in the hyperbaric chamber recovering it correctly because she's really about like she does everything like correctly. She wants to make sure her heel is like her knee. She doesn't want to rush it and then it gets re-hurt. So
Right.
she plays it by the book and does it smart. And hopefully she'll be back soon. And you know, God willing, we're gonna make that run back. She's right there. She's ranked number 1 or 2 right there, and we're coming for both these belts. It won't take long.
So I want to just throw this at you then. Wiley Zhang moves up to fight Valentina Shevchenko. So now you have Tatiana Suarez fighting for a vacant title, Patchy Mix fighting for the UFC bantamweight title on the same card. That might be not a
No.
bad way to make people know who the hell you are, right?
Yeah, but that'd be tough, man. But I do get what you're saying. But I would just be so nervous. I don't know if I could fight and watch
For
my
her,
girl
not for
fight.
you.
No, I'd be nervous for me because I'm nervous for her, but you know what I mean? I would be nervous like like I don't know. I just would it'd just be a lot. Whoever goes
Yeah.
first, what if I went first and I didn't win? That'd be put so much pressure on her. She'd probably be heartbroken for me. So I don't know, but I definitely know we want to bring both belts home, underneath the same roof for sure.
There we go. Well, you heard it from the man, Patchy Mix. Patchy, appreciate you, brother. Good luck on Saturday,
Thank
and
you,
we will
Kevin.
talk to you again soon. Be well.
I